When I say the word Portugal, what is the very first thing that pops into your head? For me, it's either biting into a warm, flaky custard tart, listening to fado music, or watching Cristiano Ronaldo score an absolutely unbelievable goal. It's a gorgeous picture, but it completely misses the breathtaking reality of this place. In this explainer, we are pulling back the curtain on a tiny country that quietly but fundamentally mapped out and shaped the modern world through centuries of relentless exploration.
Part 1. Beyond the tourist stereotypes. Let's get into it.
Those cliches, they really only scratch the surface. The reality is that Portugal's historical footprint is vastly, almost unbelievably larger than its modern reputation as a scenic holiday spot. Exactly. We are talking about a nation that literally drew the borders of the world's oceans. And this hidden depth starts right at the very foundation of its capital city. When we think of ancient European cities, Rome is usually the default answer, right?
Right, but get this. Lisbon actually predates Rome by 4 entire centuries. It was founded long before the Roman Empire was even a thought, making it one of the absolute oldest capital cities in all of Western Europe.
And that deep history is woven directly into the everyday fabric of the city itself.
If you walk through Lisbon today, you can casually step inside Livraria Bertrand. This place has been operating continuously since 1732. Guinness World Records recognizes it as the oldest still functioning bookshop on Earth.
Moving on to part 2, shaping global tastes. I absolutely love this revelation. If you ask anyone what the most quintessentially British habit is, what do they say? Drinking tea, obviously.
But here is the truth. It was actually Portugal that brought the tea-drinking habit to the English court. Back in the 1660s, a Portuguese princess named Catherine of Braganza married King Charles II, and she packed her favorite beverage. So your modern British tea time literally owes its existence to a Portuguese royal.
And they definitely didn't stop at tea. Jump to the 16th century. Portuguese explorers arrived in Japan, bringing along their unique cooking techniques.
Specifically, a method of frying vegetables in a really light batter, something they ate during the fasting period of Lent. The Japanese took this technique, refined it, and created what the entire world now knows and loves as tempura.
Portugal's culinary influence is everywhere. Yet, ironically, their most famous export is something no one else can truly replicate.
Right, because while there are dozens of imitations of the iconic Pastéis de nata all over the world, the original 19th century formula remains a tightly guarded secret. It's locked away by the exact same Lisbon bakery to this very day.
Part 3, a massive global footprint. 236 million. That is the total number of Portuguese speakers worldwide today, which securely places it as the 8th most spoken language on planet Earth. But here's where it gets truly wild. Out of those 236 million people, only 5% actually live inside Portugal. Wait, let that sink in for a second. Just 5%. The remaining 95% of Portuguese speakers are spread entirely across the globe. We're talking from Brazil in South America to Angola and Mozambique in Africa, plus 8 other nations.
It is a living, breathing, linguistic map. The language sailed across the oceans and planted permanent roots on multiple continents.
And here is another completely surprising way Portugal dominates globally: cork.
Exactly half of the world's entire cork supply comes from the vast cork oak forests of Portugal alone, 50%.
And if you think cork is just for stopping up wine bottles, think again.
Because they produce so much of it, Portuguese cork has found its way into high-fashion wallets, shoes, handbags, and, amazingly, actual insulation for spacecraft.
Which means Portuguese agricultural products are literally orbiting the Earth right now. Part 4, surviving and shaping history. We are pretty used to seeing modern treaties come and go, but the Anglo-Portuguese alliance from 1373 is the oldest active military alliance in the entire world.
It is staggering. It has survived over 650 years of shifting borders, world wars, and global upheaval, and it remains legally enforced between Portugal and the United Kingdom today.
They've survived massive natural upheavals, too. On November 1st, 1755, a devastating earthquake struck Lisbon. Just hours later, a massive tsunami and raging fires swept through, wiping out nearly the entire capital city. But the response was historic. The city was rebuilt from scratch in just a few years, becoming one of the world's very first examples of modern urban planning. Moving into the 20th century, Portugal's path diverged significantly from its neighbors.
While most of Western Europe was rebuilding as democracies in the aftermath of World War II, Portugal remained under a right-wing dictatorship for decades, all the way up until 1974.
And the way that dictatorship ended is one of the most striking moments of the 20th century. It was brought down by the 1974 Carnation Revolution.
This was a peaceful military coup, famously named because the soldiers placed bright carnation flowers directly into the barrels of their rifles instead of firing them. Just incredible imagery.
Part 5. The Outsized Legacy. This is really the core paradox of Portugal. Physically, it's a tiny country, small enough to easily fit inside the state of Texas.
Yet it mapped the vast oceans, shaped the languages of a dozen nations, and permanently introduced things like tea, tempura, and those legendary custard tarts to the wider world.
It completely forces us to rethink how we view global influence.
Exactly. So we're going to leave you with this final thought. When you look at the world map today, how many other tiny borders hold such an enormous, genuinely world-shaping footprint?